Welcome to the Kendy and Raybo podcast, episode 68, recorded in Kendy's box room.
You alright?
I don't know. I don't feel alright.
How are you feeling that genuinely?
Shit.
What?
Shit.
Hi.
How would you feel after that?
Listen, we went into the rehearsal today.
First one.
Just there ago, a couple of minutes ago. Did a rehearsal for the play. Ray's bigger part is
You'll have to tell people.
dawning upon
This could
them.
be someone's first episode.
Myself and Ray are in a play.
Who are we?
I'm Kendy.
I'm Raybo.
That's right.
Now,
Get used to the voices, let you.
episode 68.
That's right.
Take 2.
Yeah. Okay, so here's what happened last week.
Yeah, you might want to explain that one
We were
first.
doing a comedy quiz, right?
Yeah.
On the Thursday night, which was great. Thanks a million to Corja for having us. Tara, fair play to you.
Big
Tierney.
fat comedy quiz.
Yeah, big fat comedy quiz. We were stressed to the gills all week, not because of the comedy quiz, because of personal life situations.
Yes.
Because that happens to us too. We're not just two jolly gentlemen who sit down every week and go, our life is great.
Sometimes the Department of Government takes over one's life.
Sometimes it does. And sometimes Kendy own head gets in his way.
Yeah.
And I had a stressful day.
We did record an episode.
We recorded, right? And it was like two father stones.
It's a good start.
Yeah, it went well downhill.
First
now.
20 minutes was good.
Yeah, then we got hit by lightning on the golf course.
Absolutely.
So we were like, oh, we don't even have time to edit this to make it sound well.
No, there was not enough time in a week
Not at all.
to bring that back to life.
No, we couldn't.
Otherwise, it would have been just the first 20 minutes we put out.
We couldn't pull an Evanescence job on it. Bring me to life. Bring me up inside. I cannot hold me pride. So we couldn't do that. So we didn't put one out last week at all. We said, look, it's better to have quality rather than...
Shite.
You see, what you'll notice here in this, the dynamic is me and Ray finish each other's sentences a lot of the time. And sometimes Ray likes to finish my
Sentences?
tea and biscuits.
Yes, I am drinking the tea.
That's
We're
why
actually drinking tea in the
drinking
box room.
tea in the box room.
Sometimes we go back to form.
And sometimes we don't.
And sometimes it's nice when we don't.
Sometimes nice we don't do it then
Yeah,
as well.
tonight we're drinking Lions.
That's right. A little bit too much milk in Kendy's.
And a little bit too little beer.
And, yeah, it's not quite as alcoholic as I would have liked. So we're doing a play come March, part of a play called The Boy from the Far Side of the Moon. Rehearsal started yesterday. Ray wasn't there. I was there. It was good crack. Ray was nervous about going down tonight. And you could see that when he walked into the room. First of all, he walked in, but I'm not joking with you. He looked like Jerry Adams man with the glasses on him sitting down the other side in the beard.
I had a hurl.
I was expecting you to go on RTE and say something like, I have no links to the IRA, which is funny because you do have links to the IRA, which is the Irish Raffle Association.
Yeah.
Is that why you wore the glasses?
Well, they're good for reading raffle tickets.
If it walks like a duck and talks like a duck,
It's a duck.
it's Jerry Adams.
That was painful though. Coming into that there tonight.
But you landed in late as well, which was, you couldn't even get
This is because me feckin' sister had me ear burnt off me outside the feckin' place.
Why?
She's ringing me about how many channels do you need to plug in stereo keyboard. And I was going, will you go away? I've stuff to be at.
It's two you need. You need even one stereo channel or two channels.
Yeah, she's
Marie.
thinking about stereo jacks and balance jacks. Anyway, not for this podcast. It's a different podcast.
You're talking through the jacks now.
Thank you.
So Ray landed in late, so you couldn't even have time to warm up or to get you. We were singing when you walked in, and we were like, "Here, sit down there. We're going through lines now." Like, so it was pretty daunting for you coming in, I'd say.
It was terrible. I have to say...
It wasn't terrible.
No, it was terrible. But do you want to know why it was terrible?
Go on.
Let me tell you why it was terrible.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
I can't wait. To
There has been a concerted effort to lie to Raybo over the past few weeks.
What are you
Right?
on about?
No, okay. You
Come
want the
on,
truth. Okay, Kenny wants the truth.
I
Let's
can
talk
handle
about
it.
the truth.
I can
Right?
handle it.
For starters, when Tierney said this to me first, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tierney says to me, come and read for a part in a play.
That's right.
That's a big word. Play.
Play.
Come for a part in the play. And I'm thinking plays. I know what plays are. They're good crack.
Yeah.
You say things and people enjoy it. Right? So I went for the play read through where we read through things and we said things and it was okay and had a nice wee small part.
In the business, they call them table reads.
Yeah, that's what we did. And that was fine. It was daunting. But then they said, yes, you can have the small part of the crow.
Lovely.
And I thought, great, small part. I can handle this. All I have to do is say things, right? Then they upgraded me. They took me little small parching off me.
They did.
And they put me into a bigger part. The part of Knuckles.
I know, it's way bigger. You're in nearly every scene.
Fucking massive! I don't curse on this very often.
What happened was the boy that's supposed to play Knuckles, who was an unbelievable actor.
He's mighty.
Mickey
You
Murray.
should have been left at it.
Yeah, but he couldn't do it because he couldn't commit fully. So he said, I'll take Ray's little bit part.
He's doing 40 plays, you see.
Yeah, he does all the plays.
He's doing all the other plays.
You know what that time there was a play on?
Yeah, he was in it.
He was doing it.
So he's away now, doing 40 plays, and I have his part.
Here's the thing, we got to stop calling it a play too because...
Oh, no, I'm getting to that.
Yeah.
Oh, you leave me there for a minute now. Okay. So I got a phone call from Mr. Purcell, right? The director.
Yeah.
And he says, Ray, don't panic. That's how he started the phone call. Don't panic.
And immediately makes you panic.
It's just like when you're in an argument and someone says, will you calm down?
Yeah.
No, calm down.
Tell you to calm down here.
That is terrible.
It's the worst thing you say to someone.
So he said, don't panic. I said, why? Why would I panic? He said, because I have had to change things around a little bit. But I want you to trust me, he said.
Right.
Right? A bit like young what's-her-face in the Titanic when the young fella picked her up and stuck her on the front of the boat.
Aye.
Trust him.
Yeah, she didn't trust him. She didn't trust her later on when she left him down the bottom of the ocean.
Absolutely.
Oh, bitch.
Anyway, so he said, trust me. And I says, what's all this? And he says, I'm afraid I'm thinking about switching your part. And he told me the whole story about the book being off doing 40 plays. Yeah. And I says, well, hold on now. What's that part that you're giving me? It's fine. Just trust me, he said. So at every point in this, I have been either lied to or I've been obfuscated. Do you know what obfuscated means?
What is obfuscation?
Fucking confused about what I actually have to do.
Now you know, though.
No, wait. It gets worse. It gets worse. Because then
worse.
I went to Mr. Purcell's house.
You did.
Right? And it became very apparent that there was not so much a play, but a musical going on.
It is a full musical.
It's a full-on banging musical.
Yeah, there's about 20 tunes in it.
That's, you know, my sister Marie said to me tonight, she said, it's not a musical if there's 17 songs or less in it.
It's what?
And there's about 20 songs. You're dead right.
It's an
so
album.
It is a musical.
It
right?
is a musical.
I'm palpitating here. So it's a fucking musical, but no, I didn't realise that even when I went to his house to have a read through with my co-star Billy, who happens to be Sensei, Brendan's Tierney. So went for the read through, and they strategically avoided some pages.
Ooh! What do you mean?
I'll tell you why.
To give you the handy ones.
Some of the stuff I seen this evening at the big group singing part was not shown to me at the meeting.
That's the worst thing about. You see, he was hoping that you just sit in and you'd find yourself amongst us.
At some point, someone's going to tell me, and you're doing all this in the nip, and it's going to be the greatest nightmare that I could possibly believe.
That's how
this
day we were doing it at stilts.
We're
doing it at stilts, Ray. I could barely stand on my own two legs, man, and mine two wooden ones.
I'm sorry if I'm coming across as panicked, but I am.
I could see the panic in Ray's face when he walked in.
I couldn't even look at you.
We were in the middle of singing a load of tunes. And you looked like me when the doctor told me that I had to get a needle in my arse for septicemia. I looked straight at the door again to run out of it.
One of the biggest moments of tonight was when he closed the door about 5 minutes after I arrived. He closed that door and I just looked at him and I just stared at the door.
There's no getting out.
And I just realised that's it now.
There's no getting out.
So now I was pretty much finished for the first 20 minutes. I was just thinking, just get through this 2 hours and you can sort it out.
You can tell them not to, you don't want to do
it. And then, thankfully, Mr. Purcell, the director, right, he says, I'll sing your parts and I don't want to throw you in at the deep end.
Yeah.
So, in fairness to him, I have to hand it to him.
He has a good read of the room.
Oh, he did well there.
Yeah.
Now, he was jibing the shite out of everyone else, but he was nice to me.
Yeah, that's the thing. But you gotta get sticks and stones, Ray.
Because I would have got the jacket and left. If it had come to my verse, I'd have gone, that's it. Look, no offence, best luck. You're great, guys.
You wouldn't have done it, no?
Oh, Christ above.
But do you see yourself, I mean, are you still panicked? Are you going, shit?
One piece of advice young Mr. Purcell said to me, right, the director, he said, don't think about it. So I have been flat out not thinking about it for a week now.
You've been thinking about it?
I haven't been thinking about it. I admit I'm getting the energy out of me here and I'm talking to you.
Ray.
I consider this a private conversation. I don't want this to go anywhere else.
I think what
I
he
want
meant
this to be quiet between me and you.
What he meant is, when you're doing the part, don't think about it. When you're singing, don't think. He didn't mean don't go away from the week and don't be thinking about it.
I've thought about it. This is the first time I've thought about it, and I intend to stop very quickly.
No, you should have been thinking about it, Ray.
There'll be people at this, like.
I
can't even bring myself to sing in a pub.
No. Can you count on one hand how many times you sang in front of people?
Absolutely.
How many times?
4 times.
Lovely. Can you tell us what they are, those 4 times?
Absolutely.
Drunk every time, presumably.
No, there was drink involved. I sang in New Zealand.
New Zealand?
I did a karaoke thing or a singer thing in New Zealand. Why New Zealand, you might ask?
Because
nobody knows me and you couldn't get further away from home if you tried.
What did you sing?
An Old Tin Lizzie song.
Oh!
And it was lovely. I had a marvellous moment. And then number 2, karaoke, blowing Spain.
Right.
And I was amongst friends. And
Yeah.
the third time was Below in Spain as well. I sang a bit of Save Tonight.
Save
Again,
tonight.
amongst friends, and it was in my key.
Okay.
And then the other time I would have sang would have probably been years and years and years and years ago with a band.
Right.
I know. I suppose when I think about it, I did actually sing with a band.
Yeah, you were saying 4 times, so. Yeah. And are you still panicked? Haven't done it. You didn't come out feeling a bit easier, like everyone's on the same page. Like we're all used to Stair
No,
Tonight.
in fairness now, I did feel better after it.
Yeah.
I kind of went, okay, this is a homely enough old spot.
It is.
It doesn't take away from the panic I'm feeling. Because I can visualise myself having the light will go on me. There'll be the guts of 300 people sitting there and things will have to come out of my mouth in a certain tune.
I'd say it'll be vomit. It'll be going out.
Absolutely.
Imagine if you landed up.
It'll be the first row that'll get it.
Imagine if you landed up. Straight out on. As part of the play, lads. Supposed to be in it.
Yeah, but the consistency, if I could do that 4 times in a row, including the matinee, then that'd be good. Like, that's enough of that.
But look, Ray, can I give you some advice?
I get vexed even talking about
I
it.
think you're going to be okay. Seriously. I think you're going to be deadly at it. I bet you when you come out, man, you'll have a voice like Justin Timber Kendy.
What did you say? I was going to be like the fat kid in school that nobody thinks is good for anything, and all of a sudden then he can sing. That's what you said to me. I bet you'd be like the fat kid in school.
You know the fat kid in school that used to join the choir then, and next thing you'd be singing, Fall on your knees.
With the quiver and everything.
And you'd be going, Jesus.
I think I'm that. And that's the second time this year you call me fat. Not forgetting that either.
I didn't mean you were literally the fat kid. But I did notice that one of the verses that you have to sing, the lyrics are very specifically like, I used to be small, but now I'm big. Listen.
I'll tell you now, Kendy, I didn't notice that. Do you want to know why? Paralysed with fear. I couldn't see the words in front of me, despite me wearing my Jerry Adams glasses.
I was looking out the side of my eyes like going, is he not going to recognise that I'm going to have to make fun of this? Like,
That all comes later.
why isn't he looking at me? Why isn't he looking at me? I'm going to be making fun of this.
Anyway,
Ray, you're going to be fine, Ray. Don't worry about it at all.
we'll see. I haven't thought about it.
Think about it, though. You have to think about it.
If I think about it, I'll have to quit. The best thing I can do between now and March is not think about it.
Ray, I've read your part.
Have you?
You're in loads of scenes with Kendy. Me, you, and Brendan Tierney get to run that play, boy.
Let's not talk about it anymore.
We'd be the kings of the man. We getting.
I'm getting vexed. Will you please move on?
You'd be flicking out the Mickey round town and everything. The people paying for your drink. We'd be the bed of the ball.
Can I ask you a
No.
question, Kendy?
Go on.
Yeah, changing the subject as best I can.
Go on.
You did another Stay at Home Kendy episode.
I
today.
did. Do you like that?
And there's 2 things that's going to happen now.
Go on.
First of all, the best line out of the entire Stay at Home. By the way, for anyone who doesn't know, Kendy today did a cooking demonstration on Instagram.
That's right.
What he calls Stay at Home Kendy.
Yeah.
And he made muffins.
That's
Was it
right.
muffins?
Yeah, muffins. Yeah.
And the best line in the muffins was the best line was when he said a pinch of baking powder, a pinch, not unlike what you would do to a co-worker.
I said a pinch it like a co-worker's arse.
Yeah, very good. And totally inappropriate. 'Cause, yeah, thank God you don't have co-workers. I tell you, if I started pinching arses in the Department of Government, I really wouldn't be long not working in the Department of
Sure,
Government.
that's how the Department of Government works, mate. That Department of Government is built on arse pinching.
Maybe that's a way of getting out.
How did you think fucking all they became ministers?
Maybe I could get out of the job that way.
No.
Anyway.
Ray. But thank you very much. You brought up one of the muffins.
I did. Now I tell you, I wasn't encouraged by what I seen in the kitchen. Down in the kitchen.
Can I give you some precursors?
No. Down in the kitchen is the tray of muffins, right?
Yeah.
And then the muffins are covered. There's one muffin out, and it's like it tried to escape, but someone ate half it. And
I
then
ate
said,
half of it.
Screw this. I'm finished.
I ate it when it came out to check what it was like.
Yeah. So I'll be honest. It doesn't look good.
No, I'm going to give you some precursors, boy.
I brought up some poverty biscuits just to
You're
try and get the
definitely gonna
taste
need
of
to use
muffin
them.
out of my mouth.
All right, I got to give you some precursors. Number one, I've never, ever in my life baked anything ever before, right? Also, they're healthy muffins, so there's no sugar in them, Ray.
Yeah.
Right? Number 3, they're plain as shite, boy.
It doesn't even smell nice.
Tasted, boy. It doesn't taste like anything.
Oh God! Because I'm surprised because you got dark chocolate for this.
Yeah.
And you know what the actual packet
They're
said?
healthy, John.
The finest dark chocolate.
It's the finest.
I can't believe you found dark chocolate. Where did you find dark chocolate that's the finest?
What's the
dark
finest? Sure, I googled the finest.
chocolate? I can't even get the wrapper off
Red,
it.
they're too healthy. Yeah, no, I overcooked them too. That's the thing. I left
You
them in
said
for too
20
long.
minutes.
I know, but I left them in for. It should have been 15, really.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it should have been 15.
So I'm now about to bite into a burnt.
Yeah, it's
Kendy
burned,
muffin.
man. See how you get on? He's biting into it. What do you think?
Oh, God. Oh, God.
What are you on about? They're not that bad.
It's like eating the saddle of a horse.
Ah, what are you on about? But that's not. They're not that bad.
Right,
We'll
so
go away.
there's Doc Martens that taste better than this joke. Oh, God.
I won't, man. No, they're not that bad, man. Stop now.
Oh, no. Have you a bucket or a bowl or something? I can throw it into it.
Man,
Oh,
they're
take a
in
drop of tea.
They're in a tub of water. Better get that and wash that down. Does the tea make it any better?
No, it's worse. Fucking reacts. It reacts with the tea.
Listen, they didn't come out right the first time.
You didn't put that up on Instagram.
Yeah, but how was I supposed to put that? I was a stay-at-home Kendy. I'm trying to influence young fellas.
You did.
When your missus is in the bookies, you can do stuff at home and make yourself.
Oh, God.
I'm so sorry, Ray.
Yeah, but think about me. Think about everybody that, like, you influence people. People actually listen to you.
Some people call me an influencer. Yeah.
Yeah, so people went away today and did everything you said to the letter. And there's more children at home sitting tucking into them.
Eating
Shite muffins.
Listen, it was a bad first experiment. Second experiment's going to be ginger cookies.
You need to put that up.
No.
Why?
Because you're supposed to let everyone know their side. I told them I'm going to bring them over to the boys' house, watch Kardashians. So people need to know that. It's for male support groups. Go around when you're missing the bookies. Go around the boys' house, bring muffins that you baked, and watch Kardashians.
What are you doing buying poverty cookies as well?
They're poverty because I don't eat biscuits, Ray.
I noticed that your biscuit cupboard is rather bare.
I know I don't be eating biscuits. The only biscuits I eat are the proper ones, and they're gone instantly. Because only about 6 of them in it if you buy a bag of snacks.
Well,
they're
even
gone, Ray.
even the poverty biscuit tastes better than that shit.
I won't hear it, Ray. I won't hear of it, man. They're the finest. Give it to me. I haven't tasted since they were just made. Give it to me.
At least they were nice and warm and supple at that
No,
point.
there's nothing wrong with these, man. I won't hear of that, man. Let me taste it. Let me bite the top of it.
No, you make sure you'll have to peel the actual stuff off it.
Oh man, they're dry as a bone. That's like eating Gandhi's flip-flop.
Terrible. You could win a prize for worst muffin with that.
When you get into the middle of that, man,
It gets worse.
there's absolutely no taste of that. It's all the colour.
I know what it is. That's a vegan muffin.
No, it's not vegan. Well, of
That's what
course they're
vegan stuff tastes like.
Rotten. That is rotten.
Okay, enough. We've talked enough about the muffins. Oh, it's one of them podcasts, isn't it?
I'm gonna keep trying. Not with the muffins, baby.
Oh, Jesus, that's going to be repeating.
I gotta get to the back. Hey, look it. NASA didn't build Apollo 1 in a day, like.
They didn't.
Huh? They
No,
went
but I
up
just-
and it came back down.
I just think you need to be more upfront with the people on the Instagram.
Okay, so you can't let people think that you're just making savage stuff all
like
the time.
that's still up there at the minute. So people are actually following your 20-minute guideline.
I hope they don't.
Right?
Maybe theirs will turn out all right. I don't know. Anyway. I bought me ingredients in Lidl. Like, maybe you want to go Tesco find this job.
At least Aldi.
Huh?
At least go to Aldi.
Yeah, I know. Should have went to Aldi.
You know that you're not getting the cent from Lidl. Like
No.
Aldi's paying us pound.
Aye. That's right. Aldi's paying
So
us.
you need to go to Aldi.
This is brought to you by Aldi.
This is sponsored by Aldi.
That's right.
Give us a shout, Aldi. Let us know when the first installment's coming in.
They have Aldi stuff you need. That sounds like Jamaican.
They do.
Okay, go on anyway.
Have you stuff?
Having a drink.
Have you not?
Not having a drink.
Have you got no news in the weekend?
Not really. Do you know what I didn't tell you last week, actually?
What?
When we got in here, because I forgot about it. I went to see another live podcast last Monday. Did you know that?
Did you?
I did. I went up to Dublin to the Bord Chosh Energy
Right.
Theatre.
If a good crack now if Blind Boy Boat Club was sitting up behind you with his arms folded going, what are you doing seeing another podcast?
all the podcasters are there. Let me tell you one thing about the Bord Gosh Energy Theatre. He's gorgeous beyond belief.
Except for the name.
The Bord Gosh.
The Bord Gosh Energy Theatre.
Yeah.
What a terrible name for a theatre.
That's a beautiful sounding theatre.
Well, it's a beautiful sounding theatre because it has D&B speakers.
Does it?
Yeah, that theatre was well done.
It sounded well.
Oh, it would do.
I tell you, it sounded well.
If ever there was a theatre to be sounding well, that was well.
But there was one thing, man, I did notice, though, that the feckin' parking nearly cost more than the Wilson Pickets. It cost me £46 to park there for 2 hours.
I did not.
Oh, man, I nearly bent over the counter and said, put it in. No bother at all.
Did it really cost you that?
It did, but I wanted to park in the Bord Gosh. You know how I feel about Dublin.
You do get in and get out.
So I said, Nicola, what's the closest parking spot to the front door of the Bord Gosh Energy Theatre?
It's the front door.
And how much do I have to pay for it to
Right.
get in there? 46 quid is what it was for that. But do you know what? I was nearly delighted. I was just delighted to be going. I can get in and out of here just as quick.
Yeah.
Now, I went to see a show called My Favorite Murder.
What's that about?
My Favorite Murder is two California women
Right.
who love murder and all that true crime stuff.
Okay.
And they're also two kind of comedians.
Oh.
So they put a bit of a comedy twist on what is a very serious matter and one that stresses people out. People think they're going to get murdered and all that. And they say, come to us, it is like therapy.
And
So every week, they bring each other a murder. So
Okay.
Karen will come in and say, my murder this week is Ted Bundy killing all the viewers.
Yeah.
And she'll say, well, mine this week is when Ray murdered the audition at the boy from the far side of the moon.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? That one's vicious now. It's a vicious story.
Vicious story, yeah. A lot of
But
people.
anyway, they do a live tour then, and loads of people go to us, and they bring an Irish murder when they come here or whatever, an Irish true crime story, and it's tremendous, and I love it. I went there, right? I'm going to tell you one thing about these two women. I love them, Ray. I love these two women. They would be a little bit on what we might call the liberal side.
You don't like liberals, though.
Don't say that now, Ray, because we lose half the listenership.
Well, you not liking them is not necessarily a reason why we lose the listenership.
Why?
It's that all the things you've said about them in the last 67
I didn't
episodes.
say nothing about liberals, man, the smell of them. I didn't say anything about it.
Go on anyway.
I just said, that's it.
Got there now.
So they be on the old liberal side of things.
Right,
And,
okay. Are they, what kind of age group of lady are these now?
One of them would be in her 30s, probably one of them be in her 40s.
Nice looking?
They're fine women, like
Right.
good, strong, sturdy women.
Right, I got you.
No.
I have the image there now. Yeah, enough said. Move on.
So,
Hope they
Eleanor.
don't listen to this.
my little sister, they don't fucking listen to us. My
Okay.
little sister, Eleanor, is a huge fan of it as well, right? But she's abroad in Boston. So I said, you know what, it's coming up to Christmas.
Christmas.
It's coming up to prepare Christmas.
It's Christmas.
That's how country Irish fellas say it when they talk too quick.
Oh.
No, but all of the Christmas shopping. And I said, that's what the Irish boys do.
Okay.
It's coming up to the Christmas, says I.
Yeah.
What I'll do is I'll go over to the little merch stand and I'll buy Eleanor. That hoodie looks nice there. It just says My Favorite Murder on the front. She love it. It's £55, 11 fivers to Kendy. I already spent
€55.
I already spent 46 on the yoke, man. I'll be bending over at the merch stand as well. But I said, look, I love Eleanor. I want to get her something nice.
Yeah.
50 minutes, not 15, 50 minutes. Myself and Nicola were queuing
At the merch.
to go up to the merch stand.
For the lady over the merch.
Yeah. Now, we're going to get a merch from the gods from the merch.
Right, okay.
I got up and I said, see that hoodie there, that's nice now. Keep in mind, these are very kind of liberal-minded women, right? I said, that's nice. Can you give it to me in a small and a medium and I'd see which one fits her? So he brings out the two of them. It says, My Favorite Murder on the front. I said, geez, she'll definitely wear that. I turned it around. On the back of it, in big writing, fuck the patriarchy, is what it said.
Really?
Fuck the patriarchy.
What's patriarchy?
As in men running the world kind of thing. Do you
See,
know
it's
what I
not
mean?
bad now that I wouldn't know what that is.
No,
I'd have been stunted there now.
But I says to him, I don't think she's going to wear a hoodie that says fuck on it.
Yeah. You've
So I
said
s-
it quite a lot now, by the way. And for anyone who doesn't like the old curtain on this podcast, and we're trying to roll back at it,
You're going to have to self-bleep. You're going to have to get your own bleeper ready.
yeah, we're a self-bleeping type of podcast.
Listen, eventually you're going to have to take matters into your own hands, and you're going to have to self-bleeping.
Yeah.
Because I can't be bleeping, telling you bleepers out there what to bleep and say, you bleeping.
I'd love to put a bleep button on our podcast where people could self-bleep.
But anyway,
Yeah.
I says, show me that t-shirt over there. That one said something like men are wankers or something.
Mother of God. But this is about murders.
I know every piece of merch in the stand, Ray, either had a curse word or fellas are idiots.
Was based on the actions of all the people they talk about.
Literally everyone, every single one of them was based on that. And I said, I actually couldn't buy her any of them. I said, if you're not got a simple old t-shirt that just says My Favorite Murder, the two women are tremendous.
Yeah.
Fair play to the boys for coming out to see us.
Yeah. And there wasn't.
Because I was kind of standing there going, oh shit, like, it was fairly strong young ones now, like, as in, there wasn't a lot of fellas.
Right.
So when I saw that hoodie, I turned around and I was like,
I'm at the wrong gig.
I'm not supposed to be here. This isn't for me. I'm not supposed to be listening to this podcast.
Oh.
But,
I'm kind of interested in it now.
yeah.
Now that I'm not supposed to listen to it.
No, but in fairness, you know, they probably just want to let you know, you can come in the door just as long as you know you're a bastard. You know, that kind of way?
That's good now.
The show was brilliant now, I have to say. You know, I'd never hold it against anyone, you know, for, you know, you believe what you want to believe. Like,
It's mad too. How
I
they
believe
get
I'm
away
an
with-
18-inch Mickey. Doesn't mean it's true.
It's mad how they get away with putting that in the back of a t-shirt.
Can you imagine if we had Kendy and Raybo merch that said fuck feminism or fuck the
Yeah.
women or women are bastards?
We'd be unbelievably popular in certain respects. We'd have a small following, but just to be loyal.
Yeah, very small. Yeah. The following will be alt-right with everything that we said.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought, imagine if we done that, the trouble we get in, man. Oh my God.
That's why I'm saying, how did they get away with it?
Did you? Because you're allowed to get away with that because
They're aggrieved.
Yeah, like they feel like, I don't know. There's rules that have been built up, especially in the Medich, that you're allowed to say that thing about fellas, but you can't say it about women.
I fear that we're veering into another type of discussion.
Well, that's the thing.
Maybe this podcast isn't best suited to.
Yeah, maybe. That was a good crack one now. But if we get into politics, Ray, man,
Yeah, we shouldn't do that.
we shouldn't get into. We're not political boys.
Okay.
So, but that's all. I did that last week. It was great crack. I enjoyed Dublin for the 4 hours I was there, and I got in and out job.
Could I ask you,
Go on.
when you were in Dublin, did you soak in a small little bit, or enough, shall we say, of the city dweller?
It can't sort way. What do you on
Well,
about?
like the townies in Dublin. I know you're
Right.
a culture down here.
Oh
home.
yeah, no, I didn't even.
Did you soak in any
No.
of that? Because you remember a piece we did here on the podcast and a couple of months back, Culture Townie? Yeah, you remember that?
I do remember it.
Well-
I'll tell you one thing. Sorry, no.
Okay.
This wasn't Clutchy Townie, man. Another thing about the clientele that go to that podcast, they were very much the other side of Dublin. You know, the hi guys.
Yeah,
you know those
that's the
Dublins.
one I want.
Hi guys.
Yeah, that's the one I want.
Yeah.
Because the townies weren't at it, were they?
No, they were looking in the door, going here.
Yeah,
And
wasn't
then-
it? How are you doing?
Yeah, here. Here. And all
Right.
the townies are in there with their big long jackets, Ray.
Oh, I got a big job up in Dublin, Jack.
Yeah, the big beige jacket
Oh.
and the hair that is somehow standing in a place where it looks like there's no product in it. How? Where is he buying? I spent £15 on gel Ray last week inside Rory's Maitlands. It's they find these things. I don't know if it's moon dust or what they're putting in it,
Yeah.
but their hair is always perfect. These boys,
Yeah.
and it doesn't look like there's nothing in it. And then they run their fingers through it. Which if I run the fingers through my hair,
It gets stuck.
it finishes in the place where I rub my fingers through. When they run their fingers through their hair, it falls right back into the place.
Where it started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bastards. And they all have savage women. What's wrong with me? I hate the Ray.
You have a Nicola.
Huh? Yeah, they don't have a Nicola. That's
No,
the
they
thing.
don't.
Yeah. And I mean, there's value in having a Nicola too, like.
There really is.
But they were a big posh, but a lot of scarves. A lot of long coats and scarves Ray gone in there.
Come on then, so give me the townie review of the podcast live show.
I'm gonna have to think about this now.
Well, do you want to start with the culture review?
I thought what you were telling me to do was do the townie review, as in the Dublin townie, and then the south side
I'm
one.
talking about the south side Dublin townie review.
I don't know. I
Doing
can't
a lot of
really
head
think.
scratching there and getting a lot of product in your fingers.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't know if
Will
I
I
can do the
warm you
review.
up? I'll warm
Yeah,
you up with
go on,
another.
hit me.
That's what I'll do.
Hit me.
I'll warm you up. Okay. Townie. And
Townie.
this is now Southside Townie.
Go on,
What do you call your mother?
Mum.
Okay. Colchi, what do you call your mother?
Geraldine.
It's very good. I think the person that gave me this actually bet me money that you would actually call her Geraldine.
No.
Shout out to Alan, I'm almost done.
Oh.
He says, I bet you €50 that he will call her Geraldine.
Lovely.
Right. Did you hear that the farmers closed down Dublin there in a protest?
I did.
Did. Now, can you give me the Dublin townie reaction to that?
They were driving all of these cars with big wheels on the front and small wheels on. Big wheels on the back and small wheels on the front. I don't even know what a tractor is. And they blocked up the fucking road, Ray. I couldn't even get into Leinster House.
Yes. You're gone a little bit German there now. I couldn't get into
I could not get into Leinster House. I'll tell you why. I had to print and bind
on the new printer.
something.
The 1.8 million printer.
Oh my God, man. What's wrong with this country?
Did you ever hear the like?
Seriously.
But
And you know what the best part of it is?
Yeah.
Not only is it a 1.8 million printer, Ray, they couldn't fit it inside in the building. It's the hospital all over again, the children's hospital.
Absolutely. It's the printer version of a children's
It's
hospital.
the printer
If the
version.
printer costs 1.8 million, sure, what do you expect with a children's
I know.
hospital?
Sure, of course it's 2 billion for the children's hospital. The printer was 1.8. Like, what do you think some of the machines, the MRI machines they need are going to cost and all that? If we got a printer down in Argos and it was 1.8 million. It's a HP though, man. It's wireless. You can do it on your phone. It's a great joke. Like.
I'd love to see what website they're buying their stuff off.
I don't listen, man. They're not going on Argos.ie, man. And
No.
there's insurance with that there if you want it. No, I'm okay.
But you know what the sad thing is now? The actual crowd that are running it, the people that work in the building, are all kind of saying, we're not really sure about this.
What you mean?
Because it takes the same amount of power to power this printer as it does the whole of Leinster House.
Ray, can I ask you a question, man?
Could you imagine these people?
Can I ask you? What are they printed, Ray?
I bet you now you could get a serious picture of your arse though.
I was Oh, yeah.
You know the way you do that?
Yeah, sit up on top of that photocopier.
Yeah, sit up with that Maureen there now. Let's see what it looks like.
A 3D printer, man. You get a full sculpt. Like a 3D printer wouldn't cost 1.8 million, Ray.
If they got a 1.8 million 3D printer, they could make TDs.
They could redo Leinster House, like. Yeah. Don't mind knocking that wall. It's a 3D printer. It's all right.
Yeah, new road for Wexford. No
matter at all.
There's that M12.
We'll have a motorway from Sligo to Dublin before you know it. We're just waiting for Margaret to print out the feckin' bingo numbers. Come on, like, the state of this place, man.
Coming back to our townie culture.
Oh yeah.
And to finish off with the one we started with, what's the townie reaction to this podcast you went to see?
The townie reaction to this podcast that I went to see is.
I'd at this point nearly play the clip of you doing fantastic townie impersonation.
I know it's a lot. No, it's a weird one to pick though. I can't.
Is it because you're still in character from the play / feckin' musical?
No, it's because I think I could do Dublin townie better than Dublin South townie.
You've only just realised that because that was not the case a couple of months back, as you will hear now. The townie take on Jackie Healy-Rae.
Yeah, well, it seems he's completely mad, if I'm honest. I mean, like that the weather's predicted by God, and that farmers should be allowed to drive with their tractors going. Yeah. And I just don't think he's fit for Dublin, if I'm honest. I'll tell you something now, right, about the Healy-Raes. At least they're looking after their own people. No. I know, maybe it's a topic. Look, Kendy ain't no robot, Ray, man. You come in here putting that kind of pressure on me. Have you not got enough out of me?
Right. The next bit of said podcast is, I suppose I may refer to my trip at the weekend.
That's right. You were in London, bruv, innit?
I went to London.
You went to London, bruv?
I went to London.
Yeah, why'd you go to London?
Well, there was two reasons. My sister Karen was over there.
Lovely.
With her fella.
Oh, lovely. Who's the fella?
I hadn't met the fella before.
You never met the fella?
No, this is my first time meeting the fella.
Right.
So it was an ample opportunity to go over to London to meet the fella.
Does the fella live over in London?
No, he doesn't.
Right.
Neither does my sister Karen.
Right, so they went to London to meet you?
No, they were in London. And I all too went to London. Okay. And I said I'd meet them over there.
Right.
Now I was also going over to do a bit of visiting as well.
Right.
As my good friend Shawnee B. He was on the podcast before, and myself and himself went over. We said we'd go over to London because he'd never been in London before.
Never been to London, no?
And his sister lives over there.
It's just
so at least one sister was living in London.
It's a bigger, smellier Dublin.
It is. Yeah.
Feck
it is. I had great notions going over to London. I flew out of Knock. Right. Saturday morning, flew out of Knock, and Knock is a beautiful airport.
Oh, listen, the level of calm you get in an airport like Knock.
It's marvellous.
They kind of look at you and go like, what have you got? Is that a chainsaw? That's all right, go on ahead.
And it's like, what gate are you? 1, 2 or 3? Do you know, how long will it take you to walk to the gates? Well, no time at all, so you're there.
And do you know what I love about Knock? They close at about 6 o'clock. They close like.
So that's it, everybody's gone.
That's it done now.
And everybody's come home.
It must be one of the last non-24-hour international airports left in the world. Like,
it's class. I have to say, it was beautiful. I went in, I had me a little bit of breakfast.
Yeah, lovely breakfast there too, boy.
I had lovely breakfast.
Oh, you get a lump of sausage, man, to give you a stutter.
I landed in Stansted after leaving the beautiful serenity of Knock.
Yeah.
And I was waiting to buy a ticket at the train.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I was standing there, and a young one stood beside me.
Okay.
Right? And she had the headphones around her neck, and she kind of looked at me awkwardly. And I kind of looked back, and I went, what's going on here? And she says, you're Raybo, aren't you?
No way, in London?
Absolutely, in London.
What?
I was like, what?
In London, bruv?
In London, bruv.
Seriously?
She did.
Who is she?
Michelle from Ballina.
Michelle from Ballina?
I know, she might be Ballina Kilala.
She could be out Boris.
She's that direction. She's basically from where I'm from.
She's out the road. She can't go anywhere.
She's a friend of Keelan Tierney's.
She's a friend of Keelan Tierney.
That's how she identified herself to me. She said, I know Keelan. And I'm going, oh, have you now? I don't know you, but I have you.
Well, fair play to you, Michelle.
Do you know what? She spotted me in Knock. And I remember her awkwardly looking at me there too. and then I says to her, I said, well, Jesus Christ, this is weird. I said, how do you know me? She said, I just know you from the podcast.
No way.
And she said she was listening to me on the plane. And me sitting 4 seats behind her.
Stop. How bad is that?
Shout out to Michelle.
Shout out, Michelle.
A lovely wee chat there at the ticket desk for the train. Yep. To which she said, fair play to you. I'll hear all about it next week, she said.
Lovely.
I said, you will.
You're hearing all about it now, Michelle.
Now.
Do you just stay in the city, like? Because London a big place, boy.
Well, I was lucky in that, now, my sister Karen had her own accommodations with the fella.
Right.
That's fine.
Okay.
I don't want to be anywhere near that. It's bad enough meeting the man for the first time. I don't need to be staying anywhere near them. Right? It's hard enough to get used to the fact that my little sister is a boyfriend.
Ray, she's good. They're going to kill you.
There's nothing wrong with this. I'm just being honest. I'm not a bad brother.
Right.
I was never a bad brother. I was always sound about this sort of stuff.
Okay.
The girls, yeah. There's fellas.
Yeah.
Okay, great. You know, they're beautiful women. Let them off.
They are beautiful women, Ray. I'll give them that.
Now, let me start, right? I'm not going to be staying anywhere near that.
Right, okay.
It was hard enough even just going, hello, how are you?
How are you keeping?
Like, he's a big man.
A big boy, is he?
Well, I mean, he's a sturdy.
He's kind of stocky, as they say.
No, he's not even stocky. He's a manly man. Like.
Oh, a big manly brewer of a fella.
Like, he's a sort of rugby playing sort of a
Have he wide shoulders?
He's very wide. He was wearing a feckin' Aaron jumper.
He wearing an iron jumper?
He was.
Oh, he's a good
it bet
strong...
into him. Or him bet into it.
Yeah, it's probably an extra large as well,
I felt a little bit, you know, I felt like I should have been the last 6 months in the gym. In the meeting him.
Just in case you did get in trouble with him.
Well, in case, if I ever had to teach him a lesson about how he was treating the young one.
He would kick the head of you.
I'd be dead. I'd wake up with a crowd around me. There'd be 3 hits in that fight. Me hitting him, me hitting the ground, and the ambulance hitting 90.
You hitting him, I doubt it, man.
I'd get 1 thump in.
I doubt it.
Yeah. Anyway, moving swiftly on. Then I seen a baby in a man's jacket.
What?
Sorry, I'm just reading the notes here. See, the thing about me is, when I go on trips, I have to write things down because I don't remember it otherwise.
I never write stuff down, like, ever. What? I never write stuff down when I go anywhere.
Yeah, well, no, in fact, I actually have to say something really quickly.
Go on.
First of all, I'll explain what the baby in the man's jacket's about.
I really want to get to the bottom of the baby in the man's jacket.
Yeah. The baby in the man's jacket, I seen a couple walk by me as I was walking to the train.
Okay.
And there was a child in the man's coat. So it was like a normal coat, and it was zipped up, and inside it was a child. So obviously he was wearing one of them holster things.
Okay.
Not Mick Holster now.
Yeah.
The book that plays the Brian McDermott band. No, an actual holster, right?
Yeah.
Like a gun would be in. But there was a baby inside in it.
No way.
So clearly, you see Bjorn's wearing these.
His little head was coming out the top.
Yeah, little edgy was coming out the top.
Maybe he had a business meeting, Ray. Like, I mean, he's only doing his bit too, like. Huh?
But it was class. I was thinking that's brilliant.
He had to get to the bottom of where his nose went. There's one of you boys out here, lads. I'm going to an AGM. Someone stole me nose last week, lads. We have to get to the bottom of that.
Yeah. Now, it was his old lad and his mammy were walking together, but the baby was up inside in the jacket. And the father, not the mother.
Right. The father was carrying him.
I thought that was great.
Well, I'd say fair play to fathers up and down that country. There isn't too many Irish fathers carrying their young fella in there.
And the other item I wanted to say, because I didn't write this down, I only heard it this evening. I heard a fabulous saying this evening.
Go on.
Too many cocks.
Spoils the
broth.
Spoils the fatty. Or...
Oh, spoils the broth. She said the wrong thing. Oh, I won't say who it was, but you know who you are. Too many cocks, she said. All confident. And we all looked at her and went, what? Come again? Spoils the broth. And she thought she was sound. And then we went to remind her, wait. I think you would find it's cooks. I had to get that out before I forgot it.
Who said that?
I won't say anything.
Feck.
No, I can't tell you. No.
Feck,
no,
go on. Who was it?
No, I couldn't tell you.
Okay, don't tell me.
Joanna be thick. I mean, moving on.
Woo!
Right, okay. I have a question to ask you.
Hit me. I love questions, Ray. That's right. It brings me on to myself.
Why don't you ever talk about your cousin Dermot?
My cousin Dermot?
Yeah. He's doing well for himself.
I'll tell you.
Singing songs.
I mean, it's been so long since... Oh, thank God. Thank God, Ray.
You thought I had met someone, a cousin of yours, that you
In
couldn't
London.
remember.
Dude, can't tell him I was asking. I was like, oh, Kendy, go through. I was like, Dad had about 16 brothers, like, and Mab had about 8. So how am I going to get to them? I never talk about... Oh, Ray, you caught me bad there. But in all seriousness, Ray, how come you never talk about your cousin?
Which one?
Your cousin from Leicester,
right?
Who's a kit man for Leicester. Listen.
Oh, you've turned me now.
Hang on a second now, right? Me and Ray have been doing this for 68 episodes, right?
Where did you get this information?
A year and a half. Ray comes into me with some of the most utter shite, right? That Kendy have no interest in.
Yeah.
The one thing I have interest in is the football. Yeah. And Ray has a cousin who's a kit man for Leicester City.
Could be a good friend of Brendan Rodgers now.
Yeah, and Ray has never told me that before.
Yeah.
I had to find out from Joanne.
Yeah.
And I said, how? So who is he? Or what's the story with him? Do you know? Ray's never met him.
I don't even remember his name. I'm in trouble. Oh, no. This is you getting me back.
I didn't mean to. I thought you would know.
I was just sitting there going, you bollocks.
Okay, well, that ruins my next question. Can you get us tickets to a game?
Well, I'm sure one of my family can. That have controversy with him.
Just ring and say, well, Buck. You know, like the boys do in town.
What I always do. Well, Jaxie.
A story, Jaxie. Man.
Correct.
How's things?
No, there is. Now, in fairness, and most of the people that know me will know that I'm terrible with names.
He's an outside cousin anyway.
He's an outside cousin. The reason he's been brought so close into the family is because he is a kit man for Leicester City. And I can tell you, he's treated better now than some people's
I'd
own
say
son.
that, man.
Like
Yeah.
myself. I tell you, there's more talk about this cousin below in my house than me sometimes.
Yeah. What's your kit man for Leicester City?
It is, and every time he's on the telly, then my father will be pausing it every 30 seconds. Go, there he is!
I'd say he's lethal with the dads.
He's got them into a couple of, like we've Leicester City cups at home in the press
No way.
that we got for free.
I know, because he knows how to use a washing machine. I tell you. I mean, Nicola taught me a couple of months ago, man. I could do the same job.
Yeah. I suppose, and they're number 2 on the table now.
Yeah,
they're not
fine.
doing too bad.
They're only behind Liverpool.
Liverpool, yeah.
And I won't say it until May.
And
Anyway.
22 points between them now and Man
I know,
United.
but that's an anthem, yes. It's not over.
Right.
I won't say a word, mate.
Thank you for walking me into that, by the way. That will come back to haunt me.
No bother, boy.
Because he'll hear that.
Anytime.
Now, we didn't get to talking about your cousin Dermot, by the way.
My cousin Dermot Kendy.
Yeah.
Man, he have the voice of an angel, which we all do, Ray.
You do just go run
Do you know
the
the thing
Kendy
is,
family.
like, because it goes like this, right?
Right.
My dad, man, he was one of the big dicks in the music business back in the 70s and 80s, right? He was running around with all the show bands,
Right.
all the country acts.
Are you saying there's Kendys out there now that come from the same...
Yeah, but we're all cut from the same Kendy. Every one of us are cut from the same cock.
Too many cocks.
So no wonder Dermot Kendy flying by.
Very good.
He's taking over Medicine and all that. But sure, the outfit that played the Crucible, you never see the outfit talking about it.
No, you don't.
My outfit played Wembley Arena. You don't hear me telling you on a podcast that Dad played Wembley Arena, do you?
Never.
Ask me about it.
I won't.
I don't want to tell you anyway, Ray. I wouldn't, man.
Did
We're
he play
humble.
Wembley?
I'm not telling you if he played Wembley or not. 14 Karat Mind on YouTube. TR Dallas. I'm not what sure.
Did he play Wembley?
He did play Wembley.
Are you messing?
I'm not messing.
Did Eamon Kendy play Wembley?
Eamon Kendy played Wembley Arena with TR Dallas playing the bass.
Get away.
No, he did all the big venues, man. They were slinging it around the place.
I've met this man, never shook his hand for that.
No.
Me, a bass player?
No.
Well, former bass player.
No.
Gotta put it down
Yeah,
now.
you don't play bass in the Moor.
Not a bit. Anyway.
Oh, yeah. So no wonder. I mean, Dermot Kendy's only following in the footsteps of other Kendys.
Well, I'm going to move on for that massive news
JFK.
and tell you that I then went for afternoon tea.
All right, okay. It's a perfect segue.
Yeah.
Afternoon tea.
Have you
Where,
ever
in
had,
London?
Have you ever had? Yes, in London.
All right.
Have you ever had afternoon tea?
No, but the English love that stuff, don't they?
I've had tea in the afternoon.
Yeah, I've had tea in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And I've had tea in the morning.
And I've had tea at evening.
And I've had tea when I have a thirst to me.
But they have afternoon tea.
Yeah, but you don't want to be settling going, we're going to have tea now at 2 o'clock today. Have tea when you want tea.
Yeah.
Jesus, what's wrong with you English?
There was the chef apparently in the kitchen was from Ireland.
All right.
But I'll tell you, his selection of sandwiches did not indicate he was from Ireland.
Whoa.
Do you want to hear what the 4 sandwiches were?
I can't wait. Go on.
Egg,
Shite.
smoked salmon,
Shite.
cucumber,
Shite.
and pastrami and mustard.
He want to be ashamed of himself, man. That fella lost his roots.
He really did.
He must have taken the soup.
It's cat. I was never so disgusted. And every bit of the crust cut off it.
I'll tell you what you want, right?
Go on.
In Ireland. Hang, cheese,
Cheese.
chicken.
Hold on now. The
If it's
hanging
left
cheese,
over
the hanging
from-
cheese is the one sandwich.
Yeah, you can put
Yeah.
that in the same one. Hanging cheese.
Yeah.
You could get a chicken and stuffing one
Or chicken and salad.
if it was left over from
Chicken
the
and
Sunday.
something.
Yeah, or you could get a roast beef one if it was left over.
Would you do a roast beef sandwich?
Oh, you would. Sure, for anything that's left over, Ray. The great thing about Irish people is, anything we've left over from dinner, all we do is slap it in between 2 pieces of bread, Ray.
Did you ever have a chicken curry sandwich?
Why would you have a chicken curry sandwich?
Did you ever have a lasagna sandwich?
No.
Did you ever have a spaghetti bolognese sandwich?
No.
Well, then everything that we do have after dinner, it's not all putting sandwiches.
Okay, well, you know what I was trying to say, Ray. We're not, the Italians wouldn't do that either, like.
Right.
They'd have it with the garlic bread though, and they do a dippy dip. They would now, Ray. You can't like that. They do a dippy dip.
They
So
do
do.
a dippy dip.
They do a
in there,
dippy
yeah.
dip.
Anyway, shite afternoon tea with all them sandwiches, but good crack though.
They're shite sandwiches, man.
Yeah,
It's
the tea was
disgraceful.
lovely.
I'm sick of my stomach now hearing that. Like,
So,
is it Irish tea or is it strong tea or is it
it
weak
was lovely
tea?
tea. No, in fairness, the tea was class and the sweets were class.
Lovely.
They had little chocolate eclairs and all sorts of things.
Right. Okay.
And in fairness, the old smoked salmon and cream cheese sandwich, I actually kind of enjoyed it.
No. Smoked salmon.
I knew straight away I was filled with notions and I had to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I would have walked in there, Ray, and I would have said, "Will you give me a G note?" And you would have said, and I would have said, "Eat my ass," and I would have went straight back out the door.
Right. Then we went to see Trafalgar Square.
Okay.
Have you heard of Trafalgar Square?
Is that where EastEnders is?
Possibly.
I don't know. Like if that's.
Well, apparently, the first thing because now the reason we seen Trafalgar Square is because we went on a bus ride.
right.
Are you familiar with open bus top rides?
Oh, did you see them in London, bruv?
Yeah, well, you see them in every city.
Do you? Yeah.
It's the thing you do when you've only got a very limited time.
There's a young fella called Joey in a TV show called Friends.
And you know something? And I have to give a shout out. I was we were over to see Hannah and Will.
Okay.
Right? Hannah is Shawnee's sister.
Yeah.
And Will is Hannah's fella.
Yeah.
Will's
Shout out.
Will's lovely.
Yeah.
William Keats.
William Keats.
Yes. famous novelist, writer, actor, playwright. He's very well established over there.
And fine young fella.
Once we got on the bus, what do you think young Hannah pulled out?
Will's Will.
No, the fucking... That's very good. I never thought of that.
Will, check out the Will.
Yeah, no. She pulled out a Union Jack hat, the same as the one in Friends.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
Had she planned that?
She had
Great.
bought them.
Classic humour, Ray.
Problem, Kendy.
Go on. It blew off the head a bit.
No! How could I possibly put a Union Jack hat in my head?
Yeah, you want to be ashamed of yourself.
I was ultimately ashamed of
And
myself.
I'm after just realising Hannah's Irish as well, isn't she?
No, she's English. Now
Oh,
she
that's
works out.
right.
She works out,
Technically,
yeah,
she's half and half job.
So she could buy it.
Which I don't recognise as a thing.
Right.
You can't be half and half. You're either with us or against us.
I think she was with us. and against-
800 years and no more. Ray, I hope you didn't put a Union Jack hat in your head, did you?
I did, and there was a picture taken and everything.
What?
My forefathers rolled in graves.
Gee, I tell you, Ray, I'd be battered. I'm sorry, but you know in Old Irish that used to be 9 whips.
Yeah, but
Right, so I'm going to batter you with a fake penny's leather belt after this thing is over.
I brought it home so you can try it on.
I won't be trying this on, Ray. Have you a tricolour one?
We could
Preferably
dye
the
it.
Congo or Ivory Coast.
Right. Anyway, so on the bus, right, in our Union Jack hats, and then we sailed into Trafalgar Square. And do you want to know why Trafalgar Square? I just want to tell you this fact.
Okay, we've been ages getting to. What about Trafalgar Square?
It's really clean.
Is that why it's famous?
It's famous because of Trafalgar, and he won the pilot. Nelson's column and Nelson won things and Trafalgar and all that.
But now it's really clean.
It's really clean. You want to know why?
Mass Morg Dulamakaji, the council. Fair play to them.
What?
Big load of respect going out to the council. They're keeping it clean, boy.
Was that Oscailga?
Mass Morg Dulamakaji.
Are we getting funded from TG4?
No, it's just Kendy.
Are we on a leader program?
I'm multilingual, Ray.
Right, okay.
I can do it with either hand.
The reason it's clean is because the band the pigeons.
The ban pigeons. Hello, have you got a passport? How are you going to ban pigeons, Ray?
That's what I thought. I thought, how in the name of Jesus do you ban pigeons?
Have you ever-
Are the British so tremendously talented that they can ban a certain type of bird out of a square
Yeah.
in a big city?
They'd be doing well.
Do you know how they did it? How can you guess?
They stop people eating.
Yes.
Is that what worked?
They stop people feeding them.
Listen, I'm as Irish as you are now, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't wear a Union Jack heads, but I want to bring the British over to Ayr Square in Galway.
Yes.
And show them no eating your lunch out in the park.
No.
Because Kendy got shit in his mouth from a bird, a pigeon, a seagull shit in Kendy's mouth in Ayr Square because people are eating bad chicken wraps, Ray. There was listen, I don't want to get fixed. There was a smelly old hippie beside me, right, Ray? Galway full of hippies. She said, I'm going to take out my little chicken wrap. Ooh, eat that, man. She left half of it on the ground. A bit came of shit in my mouth. It shit into my mouth, Ray. And she was the fine man with her little yoga pants, man, and getting her touching her marishkas like eating it. Bring them over to Ayr Square in Galway.
Stop. You told us before, but I don't think you told it that well. So I'm happy enough.
It annoys me that London have it sussed and Ayr Square.
But it wasn't people eating their lunches.
How is this?
You can still eat your lunch in Trafalgar Square. But what happens is, if you feed the pigeons,
Oh.
so you can eat your lunch as long as you eat the food.
And get rid of it.
And then whatever's left, you put in a bin.
Okay.
But if you throw it to a pigeon,
Oh, you get in trouble.
you get a £50 fine on the spot.
Is there pigeon police? Who police the pigeons?
I don't know. That's what I try and figure out.
Tie them up by the wings.
And they're all kind of bobbing heads.
Yeah.
No, I presume it's the normal cops that do it.
Okay. Yeah. And are they allowed to use force then if you do? Would they hit you with their baton?
No, it would be. Why? Is there a joke in this, is there?
No, there's not. It's just that, like, you know, in terms of breaking the law, like,
Yeah.
you know, you could use the same force against a fella who stole a car or a fella who fed the pigeons.
Yeah.
I'd use the baton more on the fella who fed the pigeons, Ray. I'd whip it
yeah.
up and I'd batter him up and down.
£50.
Huh?
Anyway, that's nice now. So that was Trafalgar Square. I'll tell you something else. Open top bus stores in November.
Bad idea.
It's a good idea.
Frozen
I
solid.
had hypothermia.
You did, man. You catch your debt.
We were perished above and top.
Yeah, you catch your debt, boy.
Then we said we'd go downstairs, and we went downstairs, and then the three of them wanted to go for the pee.
Go for a pee.
Yeah.
That's because the cold air hit them.
Maybe so, yeah.
When the cold air hits a fella, man, the junk goes all over the place,
Well,
man.
my junk was well all over the place, well inside. It had retreated for the evening. I shall see you tomorrow. So we got off the bus then, went for the food, and then left the food, and then we went to... we went to a place called Bermondsey.
Bermondsey.
Which is what they call the beer mile. So It's a mile-long straight
And you get shammed out of it on drink.
of breweries.
Oh,
Small
brilliant.
little microbreweries.
Oh, no way.
Oh, this interests you now, does it?
A little bit like, we drink craft beers on this thing. Like, I'm not a craft beer fella with my scarf and jacket, but, and my mustache.
This is the beer mile, and we went to the first one.
And it's just tastings, or can you go give me a pint?
No, you walk into essentially a shed.
Right.
It's a feckin' shed with the big beer yolks in it.
Okay.
And we set a pallet set up as a bar.
Caskets.
And a bit of a chalkboard.
Okay.
And your man in the jacket and scarf
Right.
says to me, what beer do you want?
Yeah.
And you pick one.
Right.
And you drink it.
And do they tell you what strength they are and all that kind of
And
stuff?
there's a computer speaker playing a tune. So it's the worst pub in the history of pubs.
Can I tell you one thing about that straight, Ray?
What?
I don't want to be the fella who has the last pub on it.
I think we went to the last pub. I think we went the arse end of the beer mile.
Okay.
Because you walk into the toilets and I'll tell you, I've seen things in those toilets.
He must go, oh, why did I get this real estate? But by the time they get down as far as him, you'd be out of it.
Yeah, no, everybody was out of it, and I was there. There was some people who shams playing ping pong, right? And I went into the toilet, and when I went into the toilet, the first thing I seen was the handle fall off on my side, so I instantly felt I was trapped. And then I looked down at the toilet, and it was like something out of that scene in Daddy Daycare, where there was shit everywhere.
But listen, the pretentious bastards playing ping pong. Will you get out a pool table like playing ping pong, ye shower of Egypt?
Yeah, so we did a pint or two in two of those places. They were equally as scummy as other, but the pints were lovely.
You enjoyed the pints?
And the crack was good.
Cane sort pint, you get a lager, you get a red beer. Lager. Okay, yeah.
There's a thing called a sour beer over there as well.
Just sour
Have
enough,
you heard
I'd say.
of a sour beer?
Is sour beer like Worthington's, no?
There was no name.
Where they pull it by the pump.
No.
You want to pump it out of it?
No, it was purple.
Oh, that's called bitter. That's called bitter, sorry.
Is it?
Yeah, bitter is the Worthington's pump.
Yeah, tasted like shite.
The sour one was shite, so sour is you.
So we were fairly drunk at that stage.
Yeah, you would
And at
be.
that point we said, time to go meet Karen, my sister, and the fella.
The new fella.
So this is my first meeting. So we had a
Lovely.
few pints in us.
Right, okay.
So we got in a taxi,
Okay.
tipped on, at which point we had someone else in the taxi with us.
Who?
It was a friend of Will's,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Who should remain nameless.
Okay.
Right.
I don't know why, but yeah.
Because this friend of Will's, we'll call him Patrick. Patrick started talking about the Queen. Right?
Oh, no.
So you're in a taxi.
With an English gentleman driving.
With an English gentleman driving. And a conversation breaks out between a predominantly Irish crowd and Patrick.
Oh, no.
Right?
Is he English?
He's a bit English and Irish.
Okay.
Patrick.
Okay.
Patrick anyway says that the Queen killed Diana. Oh yeah. Flat out. The Queen killed Diana. At which point Will reacted very badly and said, "Will, shut up! Shut up about it!"
Why did you just say that?
Because
Come here, did you hear that?
we were talking about The Crown, that whole program on Netflix.
Oh, yeah, it's massive now,
And
apparently.
saying about how the Queen comes off really well in it.
Yeah.
And then Patrick started into the whole, I don't think so. I think the Queen is behind the whole Diana thing.
Okay.
And we kind of went, shut up, will you?
Okay.
So we were, admonishing
Yeah.
young Patrick and trying to tell him to stop.
Yeah, keep
I
stop.
don't know was that the right word to use there, but it sounded good in my head.
Go on, Ed, would someone tell us?
Yeah. And Patrick then kept talking and we kept absolutely cringing. And next thing, taxi man turns around. I agree.
No, yeah.
Taxi man thought the same thing.
Fair play to him. I think they're getting sick to the teeth, man, the monarchy over there abroad. I tell you, they're getting sick to the teeth of us.
Anyway, I like the Queen. I don't think she did it. I couldn't imagine her on a scooter, in one of her little green outfits with the bag hanging off one arm and driving the bike with the other arm and kind of not even the gun. There was no gun. So there's just bag, one,
Drive-by shooting
one
bag.
Queen, bag,
Yeah.
hand on a scooter, and she's veering into this heavy Mercedes-Benz
I know.
car coming into a tunnel in Paris.
I mean, I know she was younger at the time, but she's not Lara Croft. Like.
No, she was how could you think? I don't understand that. I doubt it was the Queen.
I don't know. Let us know what you think at home.
Yeah,
if you think it was the Queen.
I don't think it was the Queen. Patrick,
Diana.
you know who you are. Anyway, moving on. We got to O'Neill's in King's Cross.
Right.
Met Karen and the fella.
Right.
They were tickling on lovely. The fella's friends were engaging in arm wrestles with the locals.
That's how boys be boys.
They were boys being
Size
boys.
of his shoulders, of course he did.
Yeah, of course. Big men like, baiting English lads.
And did they win?
Oh, I think they did. And the staff going mad.
They were annoyed. Like.
You'll get out, see you will.
Yeah.
You'll get out. So we evacuated there.
Right.
I went to a Caribbean bar.
Oh, more your kind of people, Ray.
Better than we listened to a DJ. Had the crack.
Yeah. Oh, and I'll bet. Did you get a banging disco?
It wasn't banging, but it was a disco.
Ray, your pursuit of a banging disco, Ray. You hit and miss a lot of times.
Yeah.
Anyway, look. Fair play to us all. Thanks, Ray, for the old London stories. That's episode 68.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed us. Sorry about last week.
We did record the quiz.
We did record the quiz, so we might use some bits, maybe.
We might have. No, we didn't have time this week.
Yeah.
But we're going to do a blind buy on it, and we're going to keep it for again.
Yeah, we might bang it out, yeah. It was a good crack the quiz. Thanks a million again to Tara and Corja and Brendan for doing this, and everyone else who helped. There was Terry Markey, Rebecca Kennedy, and John Cleary as well.
John Cleary, yeah. Oh, and Aaron Fox as well.
Fair play to you all. And look, Ray, we got to share the stage with John Cleary. How amazing is that?
It was a dream come true.
It was a dream come true.
I may text him and see would he like to go for pints with us now as a result.
I hope.
He doesn't drink. What are you talking about?
Here, John, how would you feel about coming for? We'll drink pints.
You could watch.
It's the worst thing in the world. Listen, thanks a million and fair play to us all.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Good luck.